My dear students, so in today's class we are going to start with the definition of norm. In the last class we have seen the inner product spaces and few examples on it. So today we are going to see the definition of norm. So if x is an element of R raised to n or any vector space actually V, then the length or norm of the vector x is denoted by norm of x and is given by, this is called as norm of x, and it is given by inner product of x with x raised to half. So whenever you are having a dot product, then what will be your norm of x? Just a remark I will say over here, maybe remark. So if the inner product is the dot product, then and if your x is obviously, let me say x1 x2 up to xn, then what will be your norm x? Your norm x is going to be inner product of x with x raised to half, right? But what will be inner product of x with x? So the multiplication of x1, do you remember the dot product? I hope you remember. What is dot product of x1 x2 with x1 x2? It is simply the multiplication of x1 with x1 and x2 with x2. So it will be x1 square plus x2 square. That is how the dot product goes, right? So over here this will be x1 square, isn't it? So x1 square plus x2 square, so on up to xn square raised to half. Okay, this is the case if you are having what? The dot product. The second thing is, if you square on both sides, I mean you are having norm of x is equal to this, but the beautiful property is norm of x square is equal to what? Inner product of x with x. A very interesting and beautiful properties, and we will be using it many times. Okay, so norm of x square is always equal to inner product of x with x. So whenever you talk about norm of y square, then what will be norm of y square? It will be inner product of y with y. Whenever you talk about norm of x plus y square, what will be this? Inner product of x plus y with what? X plus y, in this way. Okay, so let us focus now on some important notes of norm. So this norm of x is equal to 0 if and only if x is equal to 0. This you are supposed to note first of all. And the properties over here can be easily proved by using simple properties of norm. So I will not go in details, but still if you want, okay, see, norm of x is equal to 0 will imply that norm of x square will be equal to 0, and norm of x square is inner product of x with x is equal to 0, and by the first condition of inner product you are having inner product of x with x is equal to 0 if and only if x is equal to 0. So therefore the first property, the proof of first property comes. The proof of second property is as well simple on the similar lines. Yes, okay, so the whatever the second property this norm is satisfying, this can be also proved by using the similar logic. I'll just tell you the idea. Yeah, so if I consider, let me say, norm of alpha x square, it will be equal to just some more space will be required, just a minute. Yeah, so this will be equal to inner product of alpha x with alpha x, since we know norm of x square is inner product of alpha x with alpha x. Now this both alphas can be taken out, so it is inner product of x with x. So it is equal to alpha square, and inner product of x with x is nothing but norm of x square, and we already know that that is nothing but it can be written as norm of alpha x square. Just a minute. So norm of alpha x square will be equal to, alpha square can be written as mod alpha square norm of x square, and if you take positive square roots on both sides, this will imply norm of alpha x is equal to mod of alpha norm of x. It means if you want try to understand the meaning of the property, if you are having some real number alpha over here and if you want to take it out, then once it comes out it becomes mod. Okay, just keep it in mind. Now these two properties are very lengthy, so I will not go in details. Okay, you can try it on your own. The idea is similar. You have to consider norm of x plus y square, go on doing it, and ultimately you will get the solution, and the solution of this completely depends on the solution of this. Okay, so directly I will think of this last one. Okay, this should be 2 actually over here, right? This is the fourth one. and the fifth one. So let us go for the proof of fifth one. A proof is very beautiful. I'll consider LHS over here for the proof of this fifth one. Consider LHS. So what is my LHS over here? So my LHS over here is norm of x plus y whole square plus norm of x minus y whole square, which is equal to, now note that what is norm of x plus y square? So it will be inner product of x plus y with what? X plus y. So this is equal to inner product of x plus y with x plus y plus inner product of x minus y with x minus y, which is further equal to, so by keeping the second coordinate fixed you can distribute the first one. So it is inner product of x with x plus y plus inner product of y with x plus y plus the same thing for the second coordinate. दूसरा coordinate fixed ठेवूया, पहिला distribute करूया. So inner product of x with x minus y. So here we are using simple properties. Which property of inner product I am using? You already know that inner product of x with y plus z is nothing but what? Inner product of x with y plus inner product of x with z. I mean, we are fixing this x and we are distributing y plus z, right? You can see y and z has been distributed. So same logic I am using. Now I am fixing this x plus y, the second coordinate as it is, and I have distributed the first coordinate. म्हणून इथे x आणि इथे y आलेला आहे. Similarly, what I have done for the second term, I have fixed the second coordinate and I am going to distribute the first coordinate. So since minus sign is there, you will have minus y, inner product of y with what? X minus y, and this will be further equal to, now I am going to fix the first coordinate. So inner product of x with x plus inner product of x with y plus this will be inner product of y with x plus inner product of y with y. This will be plus inner product of x with x. Now I am doing the calculations for this term, minus inner product of x with y. Over here it will be again minus inner product of y with x, a bracket whenever you are having a minus sign, right? So it will be minus inner product of y with y, and this will be further equal to inner product of x with x is nothing but what? It is norm of x square plus, now you already know inner product of x with y and inner product of y with x is exactly same. So this inner product of y with x can be written as inner product of x with y. So it will be twice inner product of x with y plus this inner product of y with y will be norm of y square plus again you will have this norm of x square, and over here you will have minus inner product of x with y. Now if you put this minus sign inside, what you are going to have? Minus times inner product of y with x, and this will be plus inner product of y with y, and this will be further equal to, so this will be further equal to norm of x square plus twice inner product of x with y plus norm of y square plus norm of x square. Now this inner product of y with x is same as inner product of x with y, so this will be minus again twice inner product of x with y, and plus inner product of y with y will be norm of y square. So this term and this term will get cancelled out, and therefore this will be equal to, now you can see norm of x square twice and norm of y square has appeared twice, so it will be twice inside the bracket norm of x square plus norm of y square, and that is exactly our right hand side, and that is what we wanted to prove. So now let us see this example. So this example is based on the last property. So we have actually what we have proved, norm of x plus y whole square plus norm of x minus y whole square is equal to what? Twice norm of x square plus norm of y square. So just you have to substitute the given values. So norm of x plus y is given to be 4, so therefore 4 square plus it will be 6 square will be equal to twice norm of x is 3, so 3 square plus norm of y square, and it is asked us to find norm of y. Therefore 16 plus 36, what is 16 plus 36, 52 I guess, is equal to 2 9s are 18 plus twice norm of y square. If you shift this 18 on this side, it will be 42 minus 8 I guess 34, so therefore 34 will be equal to twice norm of y square therefore norm of y square will be 17, and therefore norm of y will be root of 17. Okay, so that is our answer. We have taken positive square roots on both sides, so we are not going to take that negative value, because we already know that this norm of x is always going to be greater equal 0. So therefore we will take only positive value in picture. Okay, this is the case because we already know inner product of x with x is always greater equal 0, and therefore we will have norm of x square to be greater equal 0, and if we take positive square roots we will get norm of x greater equal 0. So since norm of x is greater equal 0, you cannot take the negative value, so therefore this norm of y will be equal to what? Under root of 17. So I hope you got it, a beautiful example. Now we will go for the next definition. Actually it is the next theorem, and a very interesting theorem. So it says that let V be an inner product space and xy belongs to V, then this mod of inner product of x with y is always less equal norm of x multiplied by norm of y, and this inequality has a name, that is Cauchy-Squarz inequality, and it is very famous. So just remember, whenever you come across mod of inner product of something, then you can use the Cauchy-Squarz inequality. Okay, then you can think of it. Whenever you come across what? Mod of inner product of something, then definitely you can think of what? Cauchy-Squarz inequality. And further they are saying that equality holds if and only one is scalar multiple of each other. So the meaning is one is scalar multiple of each other means x and y are linearly dependent. So equality in the sense, this mod of inner product of x with y will be equal to norm of x multiplied by norm of y. हे कधी शक्य होईल? जर x is equal to alpha y असेल तर, म्हणजे ते एका दुसऱ्याच्या मल्टिपल मध्ये असतील तर. आणि यालाच आपण काय म्हणत असतो? If two vectors are scalar multiples of each other, then we say that they are linearly dependent. So in other words, if x and y are linearly dependent, then and then only the equality will hold in the Cauchy-Squarz inequality. Okay, so now let us see some examples based upon that. So over here it is asked us to verify the Cauchy-Squarz inequality. It means that we have to verify that the LHS is always less equal what? The RHS. And what is our LHS? Our LHS is mod of inner product of x with y. And what is our RHS? Norm of x multiplied by norm of y. So we have to show that LHS is always less equal RHS. So the first example is actually these are the vectors from RS to 4. So usual dot product. With respect to usual dot product, we have to verify that inequality. So first of all, I will write, we have, what is our Cauchy-Squarz inequality? SCHWAR TZ inequality. What is it? Mod of inner product of x with y is less equal norm of x multiplied by norm of y. So first of all, we'll find LHS. Now our LHS over here is equal to, now my LHS, which is equal to mod of inner product of x with y, will be equal to mod of, what will be inner product of x with y? Since it is a dot product, so minus 1 multiplied by 2 is minus 2. Okay, minus 2. Minus 1 multiplied by minus 3 is plus 3. So plus 3. 0 multiplied by 1 will be 0. So next 2 multiplied by minus 2 is minus 4. Mod of this will be there, which will be equal to, I guess, mod of, so minus 4 minus 2 will be minus 6. So it will be mod of 3 minus 6. Mod of minus 3, and it is going to be mod of 3. Mod of minus 3, and it is going to be 3, I guess. Okay, so therefore our LHS is 3. Now we are going to find RHS. Okay, so in order to find RHS, I am going to consider norm of x square, and then I will take positive square roots on both sides in order to get norm of x. So I will call it as some 1. So norm of x square is equal to inner product of x with x, so which will be equal to, so what is my x vector that I want? Just I'll go a little bit up. Yeah, so this is my x vector, so this will be equal to what? Minus 1 multiplied by minus 1, so minus 1 square, in fact minus 1 square plus again minus 1 square plus 0 square and plus 2 square. Okay, so this will be equal to 1 plus 1, that is 2, and 2 square is 4, so 4 plus 2 is 6. So since norm of x square is 6, what will be my norm of x? It is going to be root 6. Again, what I am going to consider? Again, consider norm of y square, which is equal to inner product of y with y, which will be equal to, I'll call it as some 2. So it will be 2 square plus minus 3 square plus 1 square plus minus 2 square. Okay, so this will be further equal to 2 square is 4, so 4 plus 9 plus 1 plus 4. 9 plus 1 is 10 and 10 plus 8 is 18, so this is equal to 18. So therefore, what is your norm of y? So your norm of y is under root of 18, so I'll call it as 3. So therefore, from 2 and 3 we get RHS of our inequality equal to, simply take the product, 2 is this actually, right? This is my 2. So RHS is norm of x multiplied by norm of y. So under root of 6 multiplied by under root of 18. And what is 18 6? I guess 108. Yeah. So it is under root of 108. If you want, you can simplify it further, because I can see 4 is there in that. Do we have 36 over there? I hope 36 is also there. So yeah. So 36, 2s are 72. 82, 92, 102 and 108, 36 3s, I guess. So it will be 6 under root of 3. Okay, so our RHS is 6 under root of 3, and what is our LHS? Our LHS is 3. So is LHS less than RHS? Obviously yes, because under root of 3, I guess, is going to be 1 point something. Am I right? Yeah, because under root of 4 is 2 and under root of 1 is 1. So it lies between root 1 and root 4, so definitely it should be 1 point something, and it is going to be greater only, so I'll call it as some 4. So therefore, from 1 and 4, you can observe that this LHS is strictly less than RHS, and it was obviously expected that LHS will be strictly less than RHS and not equal, because you can see that this x and y are not scalar multiples of each other. जर x आणि y स्केलर मल्टिपल्स ऑफ इच अदर असतील तरच इक्वॅलिटी येते ना. सो इट वॉज ऑब्वियस. ओके, त्यामुळे ते आलेलंच आहे, अँड दॅट इज राईट ॲक्च्युली. सो देअरफॉर आय विल से LHS इज लेस दॅन RHS. Then RHS, that is from 1 and 4, and therefore Cauchy-Squarz inequality is verified. I hope you can try the second one. Now second one is little bit different. It is a little bit tricky as well, and in second one they have given the inner product, so it is not the usual inner product. So the inner product is mentioned there, so that inner product we are supposed to use. So how one can do it? One can do it easily. So now I will not write the Cauchy-Squarz inequality, we already know it. So what will be our LHS? So LHS of the inequality is mod of inner product of x with y, which is equal to mod of, so x1 y1, so this is my x1, this is my y1, so 1 multiplied by 1 is 1, plus 2 multiplied by x1, my x1 is 1, so it will be 2 multiplied by y1 is also 1, so it will be 2 multiplied by 2, plus 4 multiplied by x3, x3 is 0, therefore this entire term will be 0, plus x4 is also 0, so the entire term will be 0, so this will be 2 to the 4 plus 1, that is mod of 5, and it is going to be 5. So my LHS in this case is 5. Now I have to calculate my RHS. So for that purpose I will consider norm of x square. So my norm of x square over here is inner product of x with x, and my inner product of x with x will be x1 multiplied by x1, right, plus twice x1 multiplied by twice x1. This is important. If this is understood, then you can easily solve it. 4 times x3 multiplied by 3 times x3 and plus x4 multiplied by x1. This is my inner product of x with x. So this will be equal to, now x1 multiplied by x1 is x1 square, which is 1, plus twice x1 multiplied by twice x1 means 2 multiplied by 2, plus x3 is 0, this will be 0, x4 is 0, this will be 0, so therefore it is again 5. Okay, since norm of x square is 5, what will be norm of x? Norm of x will be under root of 5, and I will call it as some 2. Okay, now we are supposed to go for what? The norm of y square. So now we are going to consider, so I'll say now consider norm of y square, which will be equal to inner product of y with y. So there will be slight change. Over here you are going to have y1 multiplied by y1 plus twice y1 multiplied by twice y1 plus 4 times y3 multiplied by 3 times y3 plus it is going to be y4 multiplied by y1, which is equal to, now what is my y point that I want, right? So my y point is 1 2 3 4. So my y1 is 1 actually, so it is going to be 1 square, which is 1, plus y1 is 1, so 2 multiplied by 2 will be 2 square, plus my y3 is 3, so 4 multiplied by 3, that is 12, and 3 multiplied by 3, that is 9, plus y4 is 4 and y1 is 1, so it is 4 multiplied by 1. So if you do the calculation, so I guess this should be equal to, this is 1 plus 4 plus 12 nines is 108 and plus 4 once again, so 448 plus 1 is 9, so 108 plus 9 is 117. So therefore my norm of y over here is under root of 117, which I am going to call it as 3. So therefore my RHS of the inequality will be, our RHS is equal to, that is norm x multiplied by norm y will be equal to under root of 5 multiplied by under root of 117, and which I believe that is going to be greater than 5, because our LHS was 5 na? And that was expected because we wanted the strict inequality. Okay, so therefore you can calculate this under root of 5 multiplied by under root of 117 on calcs, and you will find that it is greater than 5. So I'll call it as some 4, and therefore from 1 and 4 we can say that LHS is strictly less than RHS. So therefore from 1 and 4 I'll say LHS is strictly less than RHS, and therefore the inequality is verified. That part you can write. Okay, so simply I'll write here hence verified.